Hey penguins, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I'm Nessie and this is my save file Cosy Brook, and today I'm going to be working on the festival grounds. So this is a lot that came with seasons. My save file has all the expansion packs, so hence we're going to do an actual seasonal festival lot for it. Now hopefully you watched the previous videos. It's kind of a series all about this Cosy Brook save file. So in the other ones I've gone through like the townies and their homes and just what to expect around the community areas. So yeah, this is kind of probably one of the final videos, to be fair, making a festival lot, and here you can see it's in the centre of town. Currently this is just the one that came it came with seasons, but it's made for Twinbrook, like the basic one for Twinbrook. But yeah, I just want to swap it out because this does not go with the vibes of Cosy Brook. It's not autumnal, and I just want to make my own. Like every lot I've recreated or completely started from scratch. For this one, I'm actually going to be needing to do the cheats, so testing cheats enable true and by debug on. These are to actually create the seasonal festivals. You really do need to put these cheats in to be able to do it. So putting by debug on will let you see things like these, like markers for insect spawners, seed spawners. So don't be alarmed if you see all that, that's fine, that's normal. You can keep them, you can delete them, it's not a problem. The main reason we're doing by debug is to find this little bubble, this little sort of thingy guy, seasonal festival marker lot, bubble it's called. So because I'm editing an already made festival lot, there is one on there already, but if I wanted to place one, I have to find it in the debug catalogue. If you're not sure if it's there already on the lot, you can't actually place two, so it will not let you place another one. But that's a good clue that you need to go and find wherever this bubble is on the lot. It will be there somewhere if it won't let you place it. So here's mine. It's quite central, quite obvious, thankfully. So for now I'm just going to check what season this is set to. I know that sounds like a weird thing, but basically there's constructional and there's also the common, which can look the same, and you do have to like be careful. It's way more obvious if you're already on like spring or summer or autumn or winter festival, because there should be stuff set up. But because there wasn't, I needed to check. Now interestingly, it was on the construction, which is like the phase in between festivals basically. So I guess you could set up little I don't know, construction sites or something. You could do whatever you want in that. A lot of people kind of keep it the same as the common, mainly because it just means a bit less work, to be honest, and I kind of do the same really. So what I'm doing is I'm deleting everything basically. Delete. And you might be like, why didn't you just bulldoze the lot if you're going to delete everything? Well, it's just because I knew that when I flicked it onto the other seasons, it would already have like the main objects for those seasons, those festivals placed, so I won't forget what to place, because every season is different. Like spring usually has the kissing booths, whereas the other festivals don't, and like for example the fall festival might have the haunted house. So I just personally don't want to forget. That's you know what I like to do. But if I'm starting from scratch, you know, there's definitely help out there if you want to know what should be technically on each festival, just to make it sort of the complete thing. But you know, that just helps me know if I see it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just move stuff rather than like placing it down to begin with, because you can't forget it basically. Obviously you can add more stuff than what's the typical thing to put on those festivals. But yeah, that's just what I do. What I'm doing here, I'm just basically creating the outline for the basic park. It's going to look way different to what was here before. I want it to have just like a huge path that goes down the centre with like the yellowy trees either side of the path, so I just think it will look really pretty. Like I can picture people like jogging down it. It's just the sort of central like heart of the park really, and I really like that layout. Just in case as well, I know that YouTube's algorithm thingies love people to watch an entire video, otherwise it doesn't really suggest it to people. But I know that like me creating the layout of this park might not be like, I don't know, you might just want to see what I did for the seasonal festivals themselves, how I laid that out and what sort of you can expect for each season. If that's the case, skip to about 23 minutes into the video, and that's where I start to show you what I've done for the seasons. Now for each seasonal festival, I don't show it being created from scratch. I kind of already have like 95% of it done, just to show you what I've done, and then I make some tweaks to it. That way the video isn't like 5 hours long or something. I think originally it was something like 7 hours long. So yeah, it doesn't have to be that long for you, obviously. This is like the condensed version, because I don't want, like, you know, people to be bored to death basically. So I've made this a shorter version of what I've done. So yeah, for now anyway, this is still the layout. I do go back and forth changing it a fair bit. Sometimes I'll zoom out of the park just to see how the festival lot, the park looks in comparison to the rest of Cosy Brook, because I feel like it needs to blend in well, it needs to look good. Obviously it's gonna have loads of yellow trees, so it's gonna stand out to an extent, but I still want to sort of make everything in the world look good as a whole. When you like zoom out and you're in edit town mode and you can see everything, I want it to all like have some sort of consistency and just a sort of similar style. Obviously because it's quite an autumnal sort of looking town, it does kind of like all have something that's in common with all the tree colours and stuff, which was just my intention, because I think I have like quite I don't know, like different ways of building things. Like I definitely don't have only just one style, so I find that if I can keep one thing the same, aka the trees or the decor or something, it just all looks like it all fits in with each other. So that's kind of my way of doing something, and I've done the same with a lot of the save files that I'm in the middle of making. Like they've got a sort of general theme, and that way I can stick to something and not necessarily have to have all the buildings look the same and stuff like that. I will say that I made a really big mistake, so I'm just telling you now because I don't want you to make the same mistake. You might have just seen that I zoomed out into the world edit mode again, just to sort of check that the park looked good, but when I came back into the park I forgot to change it from construction mode to common mode, because it just so happens with the timing of the season in the save file that it's on the construction mode. So what that means is once I place everything down, because I'm not in the common, or aka this is typically the standard stuff here, and I was only in the construction version, everything I placed here I actually had to redo in the common version of it, because basically when I went into the common none of it was there. When I realised finally after doing everything, I was like, hang on a minute, where is everything I just built? So yeah, that was a big mistake. So what I would say is, if you're like me and you like to zoom out of the world, or even if you like make your seasonal festival lot in parts, like you might be doing one bit one day and then finish and then come back to it, just check your little seasonal lot marker and make sure that you're on the season that you intend to be. Like I say, especially with the common and the construction, it might not be totally obvious. Well, it wasn't obvious enough to me, clearly, because so yeah, that would just be my tip, my personal learnings passed on to you, because I just don't want you to have to do it all again. I am actually one of them types of people that cannot stand to do the same thing twice. So it's like games where you've got a really, really difficult boss and you have to fight them over and over again, like some things spring to mind, like Elden Ring and things like that. I just could never play that sort of game, because genuinely it would just crush me to try and defeat a boss again or something when I've already done it. I'm just not able to. Every part of me just wants everything to be new and moving forwards constantly. So I guess unless I'm like absolutely epic at the game and I don't die once, or it's something like that, then I do find it really hard to just go back to the same level, back to the same thing and try again. It's just not for me. Probably why I've stuck to Sims for so long, because it's not really like that, apart from the seasonal lot if you get it wrong. So just trying to help you out. If you don't want to do it, then that's just the way to avoid that issue. So it wasn't the most major thing in the world, because the standard park I've made, it's not like the most detailed lot ever, so thankfully I didn't have to replace too many things. So what I'm doing here, I'm just about to do the constrained floor elevation sheet, because I'm making the little, is it called a pagoda or a gazebo? A gazebo, that's the one. So I'll just put in the cheats now and do the constrained floor elevation false. This basically allows you to use the terrain movement to kind of cheat a level of wall height that isn't normally possible. So I just put the stairs down and delete them as I go, and then I'll use the level floor tool to level that out. So now we've got a really tiny little wall guy. This is basically just because I wanted the roof of the gazebo to be a little bit higher than the initial railings. I think that little bit of height just makes it look a little bit better, in my opinion. It's not absolutely necessary, but if you wanted to make them like a gazebo in that way, you can just watch that and then you'll be able to see how I do it. There's loads of designs you can do when you use that cheat. I feel like it's one of them cheats, the constrained floor cheat, that people are a little bit hesitant to use because it can get a little bit messy. But I think, once you get the hang of it, you can feel in control, and it just opens your options up to make so many things with cool levels and stuff like that you can't do unless you use that cheat. So I do think it's worth trying to mess around with it. Maybe don't mess around with it on your favourite build ever, but just something where you're like, yeah, you know what, I want something a bit different here. Just give it a go is what I'd say. You can always undo if you don't like something, just undo and then you're good to go. So I'm just putting in the toilets here. They'll be in the festivals and everything, because I put it in the common. That will be there no matter what the season is, which is always good to have toilets nearby, because I think I've seen a lot of ways people play Sims, and sometimes people like to do sort of rags to riches. They might not even own a toilet. So I know that you come to the parks and stuff, and you're able to use the public toilets. So yeah, it's something for people who like to play like that. I do in the end reduce this, like, is it called a pond? Yeah, a pond. It's not going to be that big. I don't know why originally I put it right to the edge of the lot, because I never really do that and I don't really like how it looks. So I will go in and change that. Evidently I'm just really busy doing the all of the plants and stuff, so I haven't really put any effort into doing that yet, but at some point I do see sense. I'm like, hang on a minute, yeah, they don't look good, so yeah, she changes it in a minute. So yeah, for now I'm still deciding on the sort of size of the main areas, I suppose you'd call them, like the paving areas. This is where, you know, most of the festival stuff will be happening on, and I just wanted to make sure it had enough room, but it also didn't look, you know, like it was taking up the whole lot as well. I didn't like that too much. So yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of the landscaping now. Obviously in a park area you're gonna have, surely, I mean, I'd imagine a lot of, like, you know, nature, a lot of different plants, bushes, trees, etc. I will say that I feel like, looking back on it, I made it look a little bit not, you know, natural enough, not kind of going with the flow. The trees and the bushes and stuff look quite calculated, and I wouldn't typically say that was a good thing. I think if it looks, you know, like a tree just grew there because a squirrel planted an acorn or whatever, that is how nature happens. Like, you know, most things aren't like planted perfectly in a line. I guess you could look at it like this park was sort of created purposefully with things to look quite neat, but typically, I don't know if it ruins the illusion of it being, like, you know, a natural place. I'm just putting in some seeds, some plants, some things that you can harvest, some fishing things, just so that there's life in this park. So when you visit, you know, different bugs will spawn different pets, and, you know, when I say pets, I mean like squirrels that you can actually befriend and take home with you. In Sims, yeah. So yeah, there's seed spawners, so your Sims will be able to find random seeds and just fun little bits like that. I do love to put in the harvesting points and things, just because, you know, again, it's just a nice way to take stuff back to your Sims homes and start your own little garden and stuff like that. So I'm just making a little sort of playground area. This again will be there regardless of the season, so your kids will always be able to come here and play in the play park, and it doesn't matter if it's like winter, summer, whatever, you that will be there no matter what. So I kind of had to mess with the play park quite a lot. It's quite funny really, because I've made a lot of play areas in Sims, so I think when you've done something loads, you experiment a bit more, and sometimes it is a bit hit and miss. So I think after I release this video, I will have made changes to this play area, because there was just something about it, I wasn't totally happy with it. And what will be changed for sure is all the paving inside the play area. I'm going to change that out for a sort of wood chip sort, what's it called, the little, like, you know, chippings that kids usually can fall on. They're not meant to be able to hurt themselves, but they still do anyway, and then they end up with like wood in their legs, whatever that stuff's called. That's kind of what I replaced it with. So yeah, it just, for me, it just looked more natural, I guess, and I already had the paving on the other side of the park, so I just thought it was a little bit too much of that. So yeah, I love all the little playground stuff for kids in Sims. I still think it's like done so well, and I think with like the amount of slides and swings and stuff to pick from, I actually think they did a really good job of that. In fact, they gave the kids so much stuff. I don't even think I've used half of that stuff in the game. I mean, yeah, I do spend like 99% of my time building rather than playing Sims, to be fair. But yeah, even when I have played it, I just never get round to using it all because there's just so many things. I was like a little bit tempted to also place like the hopscotch and stuff like that, but I don't really think there was room. So I think that layout more or less stays the same. Like I say, I just get rid of some of the paving. It's just there is just too much paving for my liking. It didn't look too bad when I zoomed out into the town view mode, but yeah, I just changed that in the end. And yeah, pretty soon is when I get to the point where I realise that I have been building it in construction mode. But don't worry, off camera is where I put things right and redo it all. I'm not going to make you watch me redo it all. You know, I save you. I have to live with the pain myself, unfortunately. So, you know, these things happen, and even when I'm trying my very best, especially when I'm making a video, you know, just to not make loads of mistakes, I still end up making mistakes, but that is just what happens. The one thing I will say is it should have really given it away to me that things looked a bit transparent, because when you're building not in the common, and there's things in the common that were built already, they will look transparent. It's kind of the game's way of telling you that will be there if you change season, so you don't place something on top of it or something. But yeah, for some reason I like just totally like ignored that was going on. I didn't even question it until we figured it out. So yeah, it's just again another way for you to take the hint that you might be in the wrong season when you're doing something. But yeah, like I say, I learnt the hard way. It is what it is. I won't go on about it anymore because I think hopefully that will stick in your head, and it certainly will in mine. I really won't do it again, so I have learned. I'm just putting in a few more landscapey bits, a few more things to do when it's not a festival. I think it's always nice to have like a little grill area in the parks, like the standard typical parks. It's just you know, a way, again, if you're the rags to riches type of player, you can actually eat regardless of if you've afforded like your own kitchen or whatever in your own house. Just come to this park and you can probably survive more or less for a while. So, you know, that's kind of my idea. I put that corkboard thing in there, like it's like one of the community sort of message boards. We don't actually have one of those in our towns, but again, because I'm kind of creating like an American style town and I've seen that on films, again, super stereotyping. Don't know if that's like a real thing, but I like the idea personally. If it's not a real thing, it should be. So I just really like it. This is what I created for the main part, like a little stage area. So in the non-festival periods, that will actually be like empty. There's not going to be anything going on that, which I think looks fine. But when the festivals are happening, I will place certain things there, and I think it just looks nice having a little stage there, to be honest, because there are like spring dances and stuff like that going on. So now I'm going to finally change to spring. So this is what we've got to work with. I've kind of, like I said, like set up the majority of it already, but there's some things that I need to move around, especially since I added the stage after messing with some of the other seasonal festival lots. So yeah, this is the spring dance, which I just mentioned actually. So I think your Sims can actually win awards. Am I thinking of a different thing? I think your Sims can win things if they like dancing when the spring dance is on and stuff. I don't know why I think that. I might be wrong. But yeah, that's just like, again, using the little stage area. The blue and the pink stalls are little kissing booths. So I'm guessing it's like inspired by Valentine's Day, because that happens in spring, obviously. So I'm not sure if a kissing booth is a real thing. It sounds quite icky to me, but Sims love it. So yeah, you can still use them. And then next to them, I'm actually making some little, like, what would you call it, like bring and buy stalls or something. It's like a car boot sale, but not with a car. So basically you're just there to, you know, they've got a couple of vendors who are selling things. So we're going to have a little flower plant stall ready for spring, obviously, get your, you know, your flowers in, and also the one next to it is going to be like a little knick-knack stall, so nothing like in particular that's like of a theme, other than stuff that it looks like someone's sort of curated objects and just they think that they're worth something, or I don't know, like they've had like a little saw out in their loft. I'm not really sure. It's just a bit of a random array of objects, but I think it looks really cute. And yeah, it's not, they're not actually like functional, so your sim can't actually, like as it is, as I've created it, actually set it up as a stall and sell things. But I imagine that if you have I think it's Midnight Hollow toy shop, you could probably place the little cashier thing and then the till, and then place the little rugs to sell things with, and then maybe create a business that way. I imagine there's a way anyway. Where there's a will, there's a way, you know. So you know, if not, there's probably a mod for it. But yeah, that's what I did for spring. This is summer. I'm hoping you think it's really colourful, because that's what I was going for, just something really bright and cheerful. Now this may be a fail, this area, I don't know. I really want to know your comments before Cosy Brook releases, to be honest, because it's a little like water park type thing. Now my nephews recently went to a park with a water park thing, and that's why I kind of thought of the idea, but I'm not sure if it works. I couldn't place terrain paint or anything because that stays no matter what the season, so I used the rugs instead to make it like a different colour area. So yeah, you'll have to let me know if you like it, if you don't. At the end of this video I did create a video montage of the Sims enjoying each of the seasonal festivals, so you can see it in action, and I guess you might be able to decide if you like it then or not. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I guess if I don't know by the time Cosy Brook releases, which by the way, I do have a release date for a release date for my save file now. So this will be releasing on the 3rd of October.
He asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd.
So yeah, I am really excited, and I just want to know if people like it, and I want to, you know, see people enjoying it. Yeah, I think it's just a bit of a unique twist on Twinbrook, and obviously this is just my vision for it. But yeah, if you do play in this world, then I'd love to see what you do in it. Again, you can follow me on Twitter or X or whatever people call it these days, or Tumblr, or I think that's it. And you can check out my website as well, which I've got more details at the end of this video. But yeah, it's just a way to, you know, share things with me, and I just want to see, you know, what people get up to when they actually have this installed in their own games, because I'm sure you guys are so much more creative when it comes to the gameplay side of things than I am. Oh, just to explain what I'm doing here, by the way, I've gone into buy debug, and I'm using the sand that's from World Adventures and recolouring it to make things like pumpkin pulp and fake blood, and this is goo. It looks like radioactive goo basically, but it's like potion residue, I suppose, and that Cauldron is actually the only piece of store content from the EA store that I use in the whole of the festival lot. So it is the only object that if you don't have it, it will just either be replaced or not be there at all. I can't remember what they do with each individual item, but either way, it shouldn't be game breaking. Like, it shouldn't matter if you've got it or not, to be honest. It's just something I really wanted to use for whatever reason in the fall lot. I just think it goes really well with it, and yeah, I just wanted to place that outside the haunted house. Again, I'm placing like seasonal harvestables and stuff, so I've got the pumpkin patch and just a few other plants and stuff that you can harvest month by month or whatever, you know, season by season. So now I'll show you the winter festival. So here we've got all the things you can do in winter. You've got like your ice skating, your snowboarding. Not gonna lie, I don't love the placements of those. I think if you wanted to, you could probably delete the ice skating rink, because it's basically when it's winter, that pond area will be frozen over, so your Sims will be able to skate on the pond, which means you probably don't need the ice skating rink, because it is just a bit of a huge item to really fit that well. So feel free to delete that if you want. If not, if you like it, it's there, you know. Hopefully I made the right decision in leaving it there. Again, because the world isn't actually released yet, you could just let me know in the comments. If I see loads of people saying I think it looks ugly, I don't like it, then I'll just remove it, because, you know, that's fine. I'm not saying that everything in this world I've done because other people said, oh, I didn't like this and that, but if like a resounding number of people don't like something, well then I might as well take it out, because you know, it's not really harming anyone. But I just think I really want the majority of people to like this save file. Is like the main point, to be fair. So yeah, the tree and the presents were free items from the Sims store. So I think all you have to do is register your game and create an account on the Sims 3 website, and then you can just download all those free items. There's quite a few things like paintings and stuff. But yeah, so now I'm just putting the last like fishing spots into the main festival, and yeah, we're gonna just see how the Sims enjoy it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this little montage of my Simmies having a great time in the park. So that was the festival lot for Cosy Brook. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to check out more things on Cosy Brook, visit my website, which is just nessiepenguin.com, and you'll be able to find more information on Cosy Brook. And when it is up for download on the 3rd of October, this is where it will be, so you'll be able to download it, and the sort of the description for how to download it will all be on there for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
big canvas, she stitches the scene.